guys, welcome back, and if you are new here, my name is Jill. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed the videos that I post. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below along with the little bell if you want notifications every time that I post. So today I am really excited to talk about a book that I have read this month that I was super excited about getting to. I know that it used to have a lot of hype on Booktube as well as some amazing reviews. I know that as time has passed that, some of the reviews have not been as good, but I just wanted to personally talk about this book and tell you how I feel, what it was like reading it. I did finish it last night, so it's all still fresh in my head. So many emotions and feelings. So yeah, anyway, let's get into this great video. So today I'm going to be talking about Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. And this book was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed it. I haven't updated my Goodreads yet, but by the time I post this I will. Definitely, if I had to pick a solid star, 5, but I'd probably give it about a 4.7. So definitely a top tier book for me. Really enjoyed it. For those of you who haven't read this book, this is based around a very similar society to our own, except that the world is in utter turmoil. People don't have a lot of money. The poor are really, really poor. If you live in a trailer home, they're called stacks because they stack trailer on top of trailer, and that's where you have to live. And it was super impactful to read this book and see what our society possibly could come to. It was very realistic in the way that he describes the atmosphere as well as the rest of the book. So I was super invested and I really loved it. This book is 372 pages, but it was a super quick read. I felt like for having to build such a strong world and develop that for the reader, I felt like he did a great job. We do have time jumps in this book, but overall I felt like he was able to smoothly transition into each new scene, as well as for people who aren't really into gaming and stuff like that, because this is really based around this virtual game. He really explains it well for those who aren't big gamers and stuff like that as well. This book also has a lot of history in it from the 80s, and I thought that was super duper cool and very interesting. You don't see that a lot in most books, but just the fascination in this book was absolutely amazing. So for those of you who haven't read this book, I'm going to be spoiling lots of things. So if you haven't read it, bye-bye. Leave. Don't be spoiled. Don't get mad at me. Just go away. Please, now go. So guys, let's get into the goodies. Let me just say, I really thought this book was super duper good. I thought the way that they represented poor communities in this book for, that dystopian appearance was pretty on the point for something, that I could see society coming to, in my personal opinion. I really liked our main character, Wade. You don't get to see a lot of strong male characters in a lot of YA books, I personally believe, as like our main character. But I felt like, he really overcame a lot through the video game itself and real life, because he had to go through so much and experience all of these things. And I love that little bit of romance we get with Parzival and Artemis, Samantha, super cute name. I thought that, you know, their relationship building was super good in this story, and that Ernest Cline was really able to smoothly transition that relationship and make it really impactful for the reader. I thought it was really, really cool that, you know, he gave Artemis the port wine stain and showed, you know, a lot of what people feel like with those certain skin conditions and stuff like that, and how like she was ashamed, but also showed that Wade Parsival, you know, didn't care. It wasn't about you know, what she looked like. It was about her personality and the things that she was into, which I found to be super duper amazing. Kind of gave me Love is Blind vibes. But I definitely enjoyed that. Who else was surprised by H? No idea she was going to be a female, let alone an African American female. Being part black myself, I was super excited. I felt that, you know, especially for a white guy who's writing this book, you know, that they really put into perspective, you know, that being able to pretend to be a white guy as a black girl is super impactful and really amazing experience, because she gets to do so much more, and she's okay with being seen as a dude because of all the things she gets to experience in this online universe, which was super amazing. I was shocked to find out that she was a girl, let alone a black girl, and you know, everything that she went through. I love that she was gay in this book as well, and we got to see that, you know, her mother didn't accept her, something that a lot of people go through today, with the acceptance of being in the LGBTQ community, which was super duper nice. I wish that we, you know, got to hear a little bit more from that perspective. But I feel that Ernest Cline did a great job of, you know, steadily progressing the story and jumping from piece to piece while still keeping it fluid and all of that. Now, let's get down to this game, Finding the Egg. I love the little nicknames they had for everything. The Gunters, the Sixers, you know, all the different characters you could become and stuff like that, and everybody's pure fascination with, you know, this game and everything that it stood for, and just the utter strength everyone had in coming together and fighting, knowing that, you know, only one person could win. And I thought it was super cool that it came down to, you know, Parsival just going through that third gate with his 3 closest friends in the world, honestly, and just learning, you know, that he couldn't succeed without them. But in the end, he did what he needed to do, and he won, and he's splitting that money with all of them, and he brought all 3 of his friends back to life. The Sixers, hate them. I was so mad. I was so happy that Parsival Wade wasn't in his house when they had came and, well, not came, but exploded with his aunt inside, and how worried he was for the old lady below him and how sad that he felt. I just can't believe that they were willing to do all that just to have control of Oasis, and that was just super extreme for me, because I feel like even today the government has a lot of power, and we could see this with the whole quarantine thing that's going on. So I felt that, you know, seeing not so much the government's power, but how one small piece of this huge world, Oasis itself, and we have this small piece of the IOIs, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and how they blew up and are now trying to control everything and make people pay for access to this world that has helped, you know, these introverts really come out and express themselves. Hi, Lucy. Hey, baby. So I really think that that was pretty impactful as well. I really enjoyed this book. You know, I wish that they had or that Ernest Cline, had even made a second book, in my personal opinion, and kind of lengthen this up. I just really wanted more world development, even though I thought that I think that he did an excellent job with how he developed it. I just think that it would be great to see it extend a little bit. What happens after they win? You know, how does Parzival Wade expand Oasis and make it better for everyone, and you know, just the brilliance and the competitiveness that was there and that he experienced, you know, even being on the poorer side, and how he still was able to overcome everything and win. And I just think that a second book could really just expand on this world. There was a couple of things that, you know, I didn't really care for in this book, even though I thought that it was very good. You know, I felt like it was a little bit underrepresented, just a little bit, not a lot, but like, you know, we get to see the black side, the poor people, you know, the skin condition. So there's a lot of different things in this book that, you know, are underrepresented for people. But I felt like, you know, it wasn't really, for having underrepresented people in this book, I don't feel like it was expanded upon enough. I feel like if you're going to put underrepresented people or groups inside a book, you know, you should expand on it and really, you know, build that up, just personally. But I just have so much to say on this book. It was just so good. And one moment that really, really struck me was when Parzival went to the IOI headquarters in the virtual reality, not in real life, but and went to go talk to the leader of the Sixers for this game. And I just felt like that was one of the stupidest decisions he probably could have made, because they had him right there, and if he just would have kept on ignoring the emails, I felt like this story could have went definitely a different way. But I also know that that was a pretty impactful part of this story as well, because he did lose his aunt, and you know, the old lady who he really did like and care for. But I also thought that it was very slick of him to be in his hideout when all of this was happening and know that he wasn't going to be personally harmed, although he did lose his family, which I felt was, even though they treated him poorly, I felt like his reaction wasn't as significant as I thought it was going to be. Even for the old lady herself, you know, I felt like it was just kind of pushed past, when I know that even people who have, you know, rough times with their family, it's still kind of impactful when one of them passes away. So I really wanted more from that aspect. Other than that, I really loved the ending of the novel, although I felt like it went very quickly. Like, that third gate was just bam, 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 but that first gate we had all this introduction. So I felt like I was looking for a little bit more there as well. But overall, definitely, I said 4.5 or 4.7 stars, and I'm sticking by that. It was an excellent book. I feel like Ernest Cline did a great job with, you know, putting aspects of the 80s, people, video games, books, all that kind of stuff in this book that are also recommendations kind of for the reader as well. And that, you know, they made Halliday, the creator of the game To Find the Egg, you know, someone who was very introverted, very shy, didn't like to talk to people. I felt like that was very important as well, because this game brought people together, something that, you know, he had a hard time with, and that I feel a lot of people, you know, have a hard time with as introverts. So I just really, really enjoyed this book. I definitely think that, you know, everyone should pick it up, especially if you are a reader, gamers as well. You know, it's really fast paced. It won't take long, but if you're nerdy, if anything, really, I really think you would enjoy this book. There's so many things in here that are just absolutely amazing. I really love my version of the book here because we have the little key and the little man who I have named Parzival just because. And then we have like the Pac-Man symbol here. I just thought that, you know, it was overall really, really good, as well as one of the blurbs on the back says this non-gamer loved every page of Ready Player One, and that was by Charlene Harris. And personally, I felt the same exact way. I am not a gamer at all. My little brother is. So I know a little bit, but I just felt like it was just so well explained for someone who, you know, doesn't play video games, and I felt like I was in the video game with Parzival, with Artemis, with H and Shoto and everyone else, and I just felt like it was super duper good. I also like that he did put death in this book as well, because there are so many things in this book that, you know, really do need to be talked about, and that death aspect, you know, with Daido, I think that's how you pronounce it, Daido, Shoto's best friend, as well as, you know, Parzival's family, was super duper important. So I definitely recommend this book. I know that you are all spoilerly people, so if you haven't read it and you are being spoiled, definitely pick it up, even though he spoiled it for you. I would definitely be rereading this book so I could just re-enter this world and join these characters again. It was just absolutely great. So yeah, this is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Anyway guys, I wanted to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this book talk. I know that I mentioned a lot of things. Let me know down below what you thought of the book, if you have read it, what you thought of my video, if you agree, disagree. Also, let me know some book recommendations. I know the OWLs, owls, are coming up, and I will be posting a video about that for what I'm reading. So yeah, give me some book recommendations down below. Let me know what you thought of the video, what you thought of the book in general. I would love to hear your comments. Link your channels down below as well if you have a book talk for this video. And anyway guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as that little bell if you want notifications every time I post, and I will see you guys later. Bye.